Later on, we will go to the next speaker and the last speaker, not least, Jan Herget from the Czech Tourism Board. Jan, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Maybe afternoon already. Just very quick introduction, because you are all talking about very specific projects I'm not aware of, so I will more or less present our projects that are related to what I could call future of tourism, maybe future of smart tourism. At the very beginning, when I was thinking about the future of tourism, from my perspective, it's really I can't predict it. In 2019, the whole, let's say, public meaning about tourism was how to slow down, how to be sustainable. We were speaking about record years, and the headline was over tourism. Right now, at least in Czech Republic, at least in Europe, or let's say Central Europe, we speak about how to survive after COVID, during the Ukraine war, thanks to the unpredictable prices of energies and high inflation. We don't speak about over tourism. Definitely, we speak about how to survive the winter. In less than 3 years. On the other side, I went to WTM last week or 2 weeks ago, and Minister of Tourism from Saudi Arabia announced 1 trillion investment in tourism for the next 10 years and want to train 100,000 young people for tourism industry. So on the same side, we see huge, for me, like I can't even imagine the sum of money. It's like many yearly budgets of Czech Republic that will be invested only in tourism in 10 years in Saudi Arabia. Dubai is promoting summer, so the Dubai is promoting the destination where in summer is 50 degrees Celsius plus as the perfect destination for summer. So there are very big, let's say, opposite parts of future of tourism, and I really don't dare to predict where we will be in 2030 if we will speak about CO2 and decarbonization, or about over tourism, or about we will pray for peace and stability. But as this is very maybe philosophical, I will present few projects that we do that should be part, at least as I found out the definition of smart tourism, because when I read the leaflet, I found out that smart tourism, I was asking myself what actually smart tourism is, and I found out that there are 4 pillars: digitalization, sustainability, accessibility, and creative and cultural heritage. And as a result, I can imagine that resilience, which is the new headline, at least in tourism after COVID, after all these shocks that we lived through past few years. So at the very beginning, I will start with our project, which is called Kudis Nudy, which means something like how to get from the burden, which is, I would say, unique, at least among the European destinations, because it's national portal who is presenting, I would say, all tourism offers that are available in the Czech Republic. And why it's unique, because it's our project, it's Czech tourism, so it's a governmental project. And what's also unique is that it's B2C content, which means that the entrepreneurs themselves are promoting and, let's say, publishing the content, and the readers are reading it. Naturally, Czech tourism, which is us, has the editorial rights, so we can correct it, we can ban it if it's not according to our rules. But in general, the scale of the size is thanks to the fact that it's really B2C content, because if we would need our editors, not only for editing, but also for producing the content, we would need like at least 30 redactors, which would be not payable from the public money. We have there all, I was talking about 70,000 of tourism offers. So we have attractions like cities, castles, museum, cultural heritage, nature, national parks, mountains, ski resorts, etc. But we have them also events like sport, culture, city events, or advent markets, gastronomic events, also services, guided tours, train connections, and naturally also trips like itineraries and maps proposals. So it's really all let's say tourism map is on this platform. And the reason is why I will talk about it right now, or I'm talking about it right now, because we try to all our projects that are related somehow to tourism to publish and to link to this Kuris Nudi, to this portal, because not to have when I started to work for Czech Tourism 3 years ago, we had like 70 different web pages, landing pages, instead of having one strong. So I'm trying to concentrate everything here, which is the base, and which is our data space, let's call it. We have 2 big digital projects that are financed through European Union through this recovery fund. With first one we call eTourist. It's like let's say tourism data system. Right now in the Czech Republic we have 3 laws that are saying which data we have to store, or the entrepreneurs have to store, which are describing the tourist mobility. First one is foreign police, and naturally they are asking to have the data about foreign tourists, about foreign visitors, about foreign people that are staying even long time. That's the one data that all the entrepreneurs that are their business is in accommodation, they have to report to foreign police. Another law that forces the data about tourist mobility is the statistical office, which asks the collective accommodation to report about the overnights, and some basic structure of the tourist mobility data. And the third one is the law about the tourism tax, the local fees, that is enabling the local municipalities to charge the tourism tax. So we have 3 laws, 3 different systems, and 3 different approaches. And the aim of the eTourista is first digitalize the data, because some of the data are still produced in papers, mostly in this local fees, the tourism tax fees are still paper. And by the way, even foreign police in the law states that it must be, the signature must be on paper, and that the entrepreneurs should keep the books like in paper form, which in 21st century is, for me, it's really incredible. So first of all, digitalization of data, then sharing the data between the public institution. It doesn't make sense that we collect 3 data sets which are very similar or maybe even identical in 3 different systems, and they don't share it. So instead of that, the data is running, the entrepreneurs have to run and do paperwork for 3 systems that are asking the same data. So the aim of the project is lower down the administration burden for entrepreneurs in tourism. And the last aim is to have the real data. As it's in paper still, it takes terribly long time to receive the information about the arrivals, about the stays. For example, when I ask about I'm asked how the summer is, I receive the data for summer, which is the period June to September. So I will receive 8th of December. I will receive the data about summer, which in today's world, where you need to decide in maybe 2 weeks or maybe 1 month to receive the data 2 months and 8 days after the season is ended. It's something which for me is again incredible. Maybe the question why we want to do it on the national level and not on the local level, because it's also very, very, very frequent question related to European Union. What should we do on the European level? What should we do on the national level or local level? So as I already mentioned, we have 3 laws, 3 different systems, 3 different approaches. So, and the laws are national wide. So maybe that's the reason why to do it on the national level. The second reason is that we have 6,400 cities and villages. 6,400, for example, in the Netherlands, they have 315. So we have 20 times more villages and cities than the Netherlands has. And it's not surprised that 80% of all villages doesn't collect any tourist taxes. So if we speak about tourism as a very important source of income for local economies, 80% of our villages do not collect any tourist tax. And let's say the reason is that they are not able to do the administration for it. They don't have any systems, they still do their paperwork. So that's the reason why I think we should do it on the national level. And the third reason, that in compare with, let's say, tourism giants like Austria, Switzerland, or Croatia, we have very weak regional and local DMOs. They are mostly paid by public money. We don't have the tourism law, so they are not able to collect the money from entrepreneurs like DMOs in Austria and Croatia are doing. So they are very weak, and they would not be able to do it on the local level. So that's all are the reasons why we do it on the national level. And the past slide for that is the benefits. So we hope that this digital project, eTourist, will benefit both to all three parties. So for local governments, we believe that it will be efficient tool for tourism tax collection. It will be online system that will enable the approach to aggregated and anonymized data. So the local government will know finally who is, how many people, how many tourists do they have there, and how much tax did they collect. So they will know if they are able to profit on tourism locally. Naturally, we see benefits also for entrepreneurs. So they will have one system for all three legal duties instead of three different systems. They will no need for the future any paper book. So they will have e-visitor book, which will be for digital. Thanks to the digitalization, they will receive regular update due to the valid requirements. It will automatically calculate the tax, local tax. So they will not have to do it by themselves, but it will be automatically calculated. And naturally, even the tourism industry will benefit. We will have some big data collection. We believe that, for example, right now we have even the problem to get the list of accommodation providers. It's not even our minister or the Czech statistical office. They don't have the full list of accommodation providers in the Czech Republic. So that's very briefly about the project eTourista. We were inspired in Croatia, where they started it to do it with the project eVisitor. Right now, what I know, there are similar systems on the regional level, not on the national level. For example, in Austria, Switzerland, but on the national level, what I know, it's only in Croatia, and we would like to take the inspiration and manage to finish this project by 2024. The second digital project that I will speak about, and again financed by the Recovery Fund, European Recovery Fund, I call it the Digital Global Distribution System, GDS. Everybody knows GDS from the aircrafts industry, Amadeus, Galileo, that started in 60s, 70s, and which enabled us to get connected. If you look on the global map of service providers, everything you will find on a mobile phone, accommodation via Booking, Expedia, etc. You will find the rent-a-car, you will find the airlines. But where we struggle and still struggle are the activities, are the attractions. And the reason is because there are so many for pretty low price and many different reservation structures. So it's nearly impossible on the entrepreneur level to provide the data for availability for bookings for this let's say attraction activities, and mostly on the small regions level. If you go to Prague, you will have get your guide or Viator or Booking or Airbnb. So you will have you will receive the data. But if you go to the regions that are not fully international, that are not, let's say, full of foreign tourists, you will never receive full structure of tourism experiences. So that's the reason why we want to try to do it. As I already mentioned at the very beginning, we have this Kuris Nudi portal with 70,000 offers, but it's more or less just, I would call it like mirror. So we just present the offers, but the customers are not, they're not allowed. They can't do any booking. So they have to do their own research, they have to do their own bookings. And I think that in our today world, everybody wants to receive everything in his or her mobile phone. So I call the GDS vision like information highway to regions. It should be like database system. The benefits are clear: availability of resources overview, more visibility for tourism stakeholders, statistics, and B2B and B2C search channels. I say one example what I think after the under the term experience. I don't know how, because you are from Mallorca, so you don't do any cross-country skiing, but we are right now, we have snow in Czech Republic, and we are winter. We are winter lovers, and most of the skiers live in the big cities, Prague, Brno, etc. When we go to the mountains, for example, for cross-country skiing, we go mostly by cars, and that's the big problem, because the parking lots in the mountains have limited capacity. So it can happen that you go to the mountains, you spend 1.5 hours in the winter traveling to the mountains, and then you come to the spot and there is no parking lot available. In today's world, it's pretty easy. It's to digitalize the capacity of the parking lot, but still it's not done. So the aim of the GDS is, for example, to import the parking lots capacities and the possibility to book online the parking capacity, so that you are not scared if you will come to the mountains and you will park or not. So nice, and it's a very concrete example how GDS should work. The simplified scheme about GDS is about data import layer, then there is the back machine of the GDS inside, and then naturally data export layer, because it's all about the data and the work about the data. For the data import layer, we count on API, which and the data should go first from the our portal Kuris Nudi. As I said, we have 70,000, let's say, partners. Then we would like to work with the reservation system operating on the market. So we have kind of 10 to 20 bigger online systems that we would like to incorporate, and naturally import existing data sets. We want to do it open source, integrated with our portals, which is Kuris Nudi and Visit Czech Republic. And we would like also offer the WordPress plugin for displaying data and handling bookings. So with accent on simplicity, intuitiveness, and UX. The main functionality of GDS will be cataloging, the duplication, which is the toughest part, not to have two guided tours that are the same, reporting to monetization, both for us, but also for the local and regional DMOs, synchronization, and the data mining. For data export, again, we will work with open IP, with open source data to enable all market players to work with this, because we as a government organization, we will not be able to compete or to even step on the market with this GDS. So that's about the digitalization project. And very briefly, as we are short on time, I will also speak a little bit about another let's say function of smart tourism, which is I started with digitalization, and I will be very briefly speaking about accessibility and sustainability. Regarding the accessibility, we work on let's say barrier-free tourism. I don't want to explain why it's important, because I'm still good with my eyes, but all my parents, even they have no visible barrier, they are part of the barrier-free tourism because they need the glasses, and if they go to museum, they can't read anything, etc. So it's a huge market, not only about not only of handicapped people, but just elder people. If we count it all together, it's really it will be soon majority of tourists. So our let's say platform on barrier-free tourism has three bases. First is information. So in coordination and cooperation with DMOs, regional and local level, we are providing tips on barrier-free trips, routes, attraction. As already mentioned on our portal Kuris Nuri, we managed to change the grant scheme of the Ministry of Region Development to push the barrier-free tourism products, so that there is specific there is concrete bonification for barrier-free tourism products. And naturally, the third part is the product development itself. So we are cooperating with the association, barrier-free association, to produce tools to make the travel with the barriers easier. I would mention two digital guides, Mosaic Map and Deaf Travel, which we are gonna help them with to produce more digital, let's say, guides for handicapped travelers to be able to access the regions, to the tourism attraction, etc. Regarding sustainability, I don't want to repeat the UNWTO, let's say, aims, One Planet Vision for responsible recovery on tourism sector, or the Glasgow Declaration on Climate Action in Tourism. But if you read through, they speak about strengthening measurement, disclosure of CO2, about measuring, decarbonizing. But if you really want to go deeper, you find out that there are no valid data. So it's pretty tough to do the concrete steps, because we lack relevant and good data. So in cooperation with the Czech university, which is called ČVUT, so Czech Scientific Technological University, we are going to use the Technological Agency grant scheme. And again, it will have 3 steps. So first, what we need is data. So in cooperation with the university, we will work what does it really mean to travel in terms of data, so that we know specifically how much does it cost in CO2 to come to the Czech Republic on train, on plane, on bus or by car. But to be clear, we don't want to say that the mobility is bad. I think it's part of the industry, our industry business model, and we have to state that the mobility is part of it. And still, if we compare tourism with other industries like heavy machinery, car industry, we are still very, let's say, green industry, and doesn't make sense to say that we shouldn't punish ourselves. So we will produce the data, but the aim is not to punish ourselves, but to have the clear overview. And we will try to distinguish the data on mobility and the stay on the ground. The second part will be marketing. So we will produce the CO2 calculator and offers to offset, for example, per day CO2 production. So if you come from US, there is the mobility, you have to fly. But if you prolong your stay, you decrease the per day production, so that we have higher income, maybe better regional spread of the tourists, and we help to lower the CO2 production. The first final part will be produce the smart solution. So it's not only a CO2 calculator, but we would like also to offer the tool that will offer alternatives and options for both business and leisure tourism. So for example, if somebody needs to go on business trip to Brussels, it's not only about calculating how much CO2 he will spend by flying, but maybe to offer him bus, night train, etc. So that is the project that we would like to start, and we are right now working with our Prague University. And we have some small projects like agriculture, tourism, or naturally we cooperate on Eden, European Destination of Excellence, but I think I ran out of my time. So thanks a lot for your listening, and I'm open for your questions.
Thank you so much. I think we should have had more time, because you mentioned very, very important things. So you mentioned about mobility, and of course we are an island and we don't have snow, but we have a great problem with accessibility, with mobility, the number of cars in the island. So although it's not for snow, we're facing similar problems. And you mentioned also data, which is also a key bone. So I think in all the presentations we have mentioned how important it is. And I think, and we invite you to become also partner in our ecosystem, in which I think Ludek will already bring you on board, because we really want all the ministries to be part of this interministerial committee, which we are going to create. I don't know if someone has any question, but no? No? Okay, so just to close, I would like to thank you so much to all of you. I think this has been a very interesting session. Too short, because I think you have mentioned a lot of very interesting things. On the 29th, we are going to have an international session to present the results of this project. And we would like also to invite you. Perhaps we can make a kind of chat discussion on some of the points you have mentioned, because you have speaking about sustainability, resilience, accessibility, a lot of challenges, and digital solutions can help to solve all these challenges. So we invite you to participate in this session on the 29th. And thank you so much for being here today with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.